Hello, everybody. Good morning. In probably in some of the parts in Africa. Bonjour. How you doing, guys? We back again tonight, like I promised this afternoon, with Dr. Tammy and myself. Like we committed to come every night to empower you. I hope you had a very wonderful day. And we back again today, Monday.
We're
And
back.
Dr. Tammy, how are you?
I am great. I'm great. It's good to be here. It seems like we just chatted a few hours ago. I don't think
That's
I've
true.
slept much since then, so
Same here.
it's
Same
been
here.
busy.
That is true. That is true. What a wonderful weekend and week we started
Yeah.
already. And thank you guys for joining us again on YouTube and Facebook community. We are very, very appreciative of your presence. And we just continue, with this wonderful momentum with great women. We started since March 1st. And we are continuing, with the different topics, but all it's gonna mingle together into all about empowerment. So
Yes.
Dr. Tammy really, she lead us like, yeah, that was amazing. And also, every other women and who came to this platform. So how was your experience, Dr. Tammy?
Oh, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed meeting the ladies and getting to know them and just talking about some of the great things we're doing in the world. It's been a great experience. It was a great experience just to meet other people. I am all about, making connections and, just getting to know other people because I think that's
Mm-hmm.
where we create meaning and we
Yes.
also get ideas and start
Mm-hmm.
networking. And so, and
Mm-hmm.
collaborations and partnerships happen that way, and that's how we grow and that's how we expand what we're doing and our impact. And so I
Mm-hmm.
really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. So thank you for having me. Thank you for
Oh,
inviting
thank
me
you.
to crash the party.
That was amazing. That was good. We started with the Dr. Deborah in the morning, and we went with Dr. Madeline in the afternoon, and then we had a crew in in the evening with the ladies. That was amazing. It was really
Yes.
amazing, and I really like also your quote. One of the quote that you shared last night. I even really reflect on even before, even I was tired last night, but I really reflect on that. And I was like, that's something that we can talk about that way again. We can go more deep about like I'm gonna leave the room better than I found it, right? But I
Yes.
was like, that's so profound because that should be everybody's goal, and that's really what we talked about this afternoon with Coach Pat about being an authentic leader, and that should be every single uh, uh, um, uh, person desire to be able to leave the room better than you really found it. That could be
Right.
something leadership, that could be in business, that could be just every time you came accounted with different people, empower them, give them some word of wisdom, give them some word of hope, because that's really what we need right now. So I really like your quote. I just wanted to say that.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And that's what and that's why I created the book. Like,
Yes.
really was to the things that I say to myself is to share them with others. I really
Mm-hmm.
believe, and I think one of the ladies said it last night. I can't remember who said it,
Mm-hmm.
but one of them said, we got to watch what we send out in the world. And that's actually a quote too in the book. Whatever you send out in the world will eventually come back to you. So you want to make sure
That's
whatever you're
right.
sending out in the world, whatever you are saying, thinking, doing, that it comes that whatever that is great. That you is something that you don't mind being in your space, in your
Mm-hmm.
life, in what you in your atmosphere, because it's gonna come back. It's gonna come back.
Yes.
And so
Mm-hmm.
so I think, when you navigate the world, you should navigate it with an air of positivity and confidence and just this openness to meet others where they are,
Right,
right? Not just
especially,
meet
yes.
them, but meet them where
Mm-hmm.
they are and be willing to connect with them on many
Yes.
levels,
Mm-hmm.
intellectually, spiritually, emotionally,
Mm-hmm.
just to connect with other people. And part of that is the energy that you bring into any space. Because I have, even some people in the comments,
Yes.
speaking of which, if you haven't shared this out, make sure you share this out.
Please
But
do.
even in the comments, when people come in, sometimes they have this hostile tone, like what they're asking is just a disruption to the flow.
Mm-hmm.
I've been on these audio apps and just
Yes.
hearing, you don't even see the people, but when they
Right.
come into the room, when they start talking on the
Mm-hmm.
stages, it's like, oh my goodness, like the energy shifts. And that's the same
Mm-hmm.
thing. And it's really, really obvious when you're physically together and you're physically in space,
Right.
which I know we don't do as much anymore since the pandemic,
Yeah.
but the same is true. Like when you enter a space, and it,
Mm-hmm.
it may be physically walking into a space, but it may be audio, it may be live
Yeah.
video like we're doing right now. When you enter
Yes.
that spaces, what energy are you bringing? Are you leaving? Are you
Mm-hmm.
leaving it better? Maybe somebody
That's
was
right.
having a bad day and they had the bad energy. And when you came in, they started to lighten, they started to smile, they started
Mm-hmm.
to open up and relax, and maybe you made their day better. And I say
Yeah.
you can do that with a smile. Like, you don't have to do it by being this grandiose and doing all these major things. Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
it's just smiling at somebody.
Yes.
Somebody's
Mm-hmm.
just saying, sometimes it's just saying hello,
Mm-hmm.
how are
That's
you?
that's really true. And that's what, and I think that's what I can really affect last night. Like even though we were all of us in a different places, like physically, but I really felt, the oneness, like our
Right,
spirit. We were all connected because we were talking about the same thing, and we all kind of like speak the same language because it's about service, about empowerment. It's
right,
really not so much about for us. I mean, each one of us was explaining how we understand leadership, and that was really something that everybody really talked about the same thing, which is really being there for people. You committed yourself to be able to
right,
support people and being with them in the process of
right,
whatever it is that the people really need. And you just being that you committed yourself. So that was amazing to see how each one of us was giving a different version of what we all, came about, which is really empowerment. And that was really amazing to see us in all in one in spirit and really showing up because we
right.
really show up. So that was amazing. And I know that, and I was telling the audience, even tonight, I said, this is what the ladies do. They do this every day. So I'm
Every
so
day.
blessed that I brought them, in this platform so you guys can be able to feel and to understand and to receive, those nuggets because that was really a moment of empowerment.
Yeah.
So we would
Yeah. So if
definitely,
y'all haven't seen the episode, if you're wondering what we're talking about, or you wondering what we were referring to, and say you're even
mhm.
on my platform, make sure you go over
Yes.
to Coach Janine's um,
Mhm.
YouTube or Facebook page and
Yes.
check it out. I have shared it onto my platforms, but we
Yes.
were over there and we were talking. We had a discussion last night for International Women's Day. And so make sure y'all
Mhm.
check it out. And if you haven't shared out this broadcast, make sure you share it out. Tag someone in the comments. Say hello to us in the comments if you're joining us live. Say hello so
Mhm.
we can see that you're here and we know
Yes.
you're here. And because we would love to connect with you and interact with you even after the broadcast, even if you're on the replay. So
Mhm.
tonight we're just talking about, we're just recapping
Yes.
the last few
Yes, we do.
conversations we've had.
Hmm.
So yeah,
And the other question that we also talked last night, we can also kind of continue with that was what are some of the tools and some of the value that a leader must have, and you actually definitely, talk about one thing which is very, very key, which was integrity. you
integrity.
know that was really something that you don't like many leaders, sometimes they really don't talk about that, but that's a very important one to have as a leader.
Yeah,
And when you're leading, it could be a group, could be a community, could be a business, but those are really some of the keys that a leader must have. Yeah.
yeah,
And that's what we talked about yesterday. And
yes,
it was really, I mean, I think after this week, I think we should really do that. We should really share, like all those notes. We combine all of them so we can share with our audience about, so far all this week what we've been talking about. And I really also like one thing that Dr. Madeline mentioned yesterday, which I
yeah,
think I repeat last night, was she was talking about how sometimes even though you love the people that you're serving, but sometimes because they're draining your energy or they put your
mhm,
energy down, sometimes you have to bless them and release them. That was something that really stick on my mind. I was like,
yeah.
wow, sometimes you
Yeah.
have to
And
do that.
and that's kind of what I always say about your circle. Like that
Yeah.
circle may change. And maybe
Mm-hmm.
someone you were grew up with and you were friends with, you're like, yeah, but
Yes.
then you realize that, wait a minute, this
Mm-hmm.
person is no longer supporting me on my journey, and it looks
Yes.
different. That support, that non-support may look
Mm,
different. It could be what
that's
they're
right.
saying, it could be
Mm-hmm.
how they're showing up, it could be the
Yes.
energy they're bringing into your space, it
Mm,
could be so many things. And so
yes.
you just have to, sometimes you don't have to necessarily write them off. I know some people are
Mm-hmm.
really good at cutting people off, like, I'm never talking to you again, ever, 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 ever.
Yeah.
But no, it's
Mm-hmm.
not about that. It's just about shifting
Not
your
about that.
circle and maybe
Right.
moving them into the outside where maybe you don't
Mm,
interact with them as much or the same way, or
right.
you set boundaries to how they come into your space and how they show up
Mm-hmm.
in your space, because otherwise they will change that. And so sometimes our circles will shift. The people
Right.
that are real close to us, they may shift a
Mm-hmm.
little bit, they may move around, and you may find, because as you're on your journey, hopefully you're
Yes.
growing. Hopefully, you're growing into your leadership. You're growing
Yes.
into um, the alignment of your purpose with what you're doing. And
Yes.
because you're growing, what you need for your journey will change. What what will push you to the next level will
Mm-hmm.
change. Who
Mm-hmm.
will push you to the next level may
Right.
change. So therefore, you just got to be willing to do that. And maybe they're still in that inner circle, but their role change. Maybe they go from
That's
mentor to
true.
friend, or
That's
maybe they were
true.
just a friend, but then you realize they actually know something in this area. So then they move to mentor, or
That's right.
maybe there's a love connection. They become a partner.
Yeah.
But it just depends. Like, you never know what that circle is going to shift. And so when I say shift, it doesn't always have to be negative. It could be something
Mm-hmm.
positive. It could be a positive shift too. But you just got to know
Well,
that
yeah.
changes would
I
come.
mean,
Expect those changes.
yeah, and well,
Yeah.
perfect example, me and Dr. Tammy, like when we met, we were just, because we were running to the same circle. We were like, yeah, we appreciate what she was
Yeah.
doing. I mean, she does appreciate what I was doing. So it was, but our circle kind of change and then we
Yeah.
shift.
Hmm.
I mean, definitely our relationship kind of shift and evolve. Develop.
Yeah.
So that's really something that we both understood. I said, yeah, let's
Yeah.
really let's
Yeah.
get together. And we saw how our vision, and it was really
Yeah.
aligning with what we wanted to do, both of us.
Yeah.
We always think about global, so that was really something. And also the way she also operates, I just love her spirit. She's definitely something that I just like,
I
yeah,
can be
let
a
me tell
pill, though.
her.
I can be a
Yeah.
bit of a pill. I do so much, and the way I do things is not necessarily like anyone else. So I can be a pill. So
Yeah,
yeah. So
and that's
her
the same
patience,
way.
she's patient. She's very patient, y'all.
Oh yeah, we all kind of like really help each other to, it's just a perfect match. It was really a good partnership though. So
Yeah.
again, you need to evolve.
Yeah.
Many of you guys are listening to us on YouTube or Facebook. You need to evolve. So if whatever the person or the team that you're working with, you see that they're not really, evolving with you, or they're not really moving forward, that's okay. You need to bless them and release them. Again, now it
Yeah.
shouldn't be a negative way, but just as a leader, you need to learn how to know and to really discern. That's why you need to have discernment,
Yeah.
when to shift. It's
Yeah.
very important
Discernment.
as your journey, to becoming a leader, or you are an authentic leader. You need to know when to shift, because it's very important, because we don't want you to delay. You
Right.
don't want to delay. You definitely have to be, quick to really understand which direction that you should be, especially whenever you meet people. I really always laugh when people say, Janine, how do you do this? How do you always network? I just laugh. I say, because every day when I meet people, it's almost like instantly, like I just like, oh, yes. I kind of see how we can be able to go. And some people, I just know we're just going to stay right there. Like,
Right.
hi, how you, just being nice. But
Yeah.
we're not evolving in anything,
Yeah.
because the way, my purpose, or the way things I'm doing, we are not in the same page. That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. So that's something that you need to be able to recognize that as a
Hmm.
leader. And I'm hoping all this nugget that we're giving you tonight, that can be able to help you to be able to realize and to be able to shift. Because you're gonna make a decision. We are just here. to partner with you on the journey, but we are not doing your work. You have to do your own work,
You
right,
have to
Dr.
do your own
Tammy?
work. Yes, you must do your own work.
Mm-hmm.
Because with the work comes growth. That's when you experience the growth. And that's
Mm-hmm.
when because in there you would have failures and successes. And the
Right.
failures will help you fail forward into what you really want to do. But you've got
Mm-hmm.
to be able to work, because if you don't do the work, then it's not for you. Apparently, whoever's doing the work is for.
Yes.
So, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
And
nothing comes
also
easy.
the one thing else, that when you're not doing the work, or you don't realize that you have to do the work,
Right.
you're gonna repeat that class, and you don't want to do that. You
Yeah.
definitely don't want to do that, because again,
Don't want
it's
to do it.
good that when you realize and you do the work, you go through what you have to go through and learn, and then you can be able to move on to something else. So that's really what growth that Dr. Tammy is talking about, and you need to be able to be ready for that. So
Yeah.
hopefully that those few nuggets really helps you to be able to understand your process, really get to know yourself. Like that's really what each one of us did and continue to do, because it's ongoing process. As a
Right.
leader, you need to evolve and to be able to embrace that. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I'm going to read 28.
Yes.
And I'm reading from Reap More,
Mm-hmm.
76 Seeds from this for this season.
Yes.
And it's 28. And it says, as you go higher, expect your circle to get smaller and your
Yes.
atmosphere to change.
Mm-hmm.
You can't take dead weight with you as you go
Mm-hmm.
higher. When you
Yes.
are meant to do more, be more, you will notice your circle of influence, your circle of friends will change. Don't be alarmed. Know that when you are called to do more, be more, the
Mm-hmm.
energy around you must also change.
That's
Your
right.
circle and atmosphere must align with where you are going. Expect it. Consider it a sign you're on the right track. Keep pressing, keep pushing.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
You may
Yeah,
witness,
definitely.
you may be witnessing the change I speak of here. Take note and embrace what's next for you.
Hmm. Yes,
So, yeah.
you need to embrace what is next for you. Absolutely. And I want to add something that my sister always talk about. Like she, definitely, she knows more how to talk about. She talks about her tribes. I was very
Yeah.
inspired. Like whenever I hear about that, I was like, wow, she knows
Yes.
how to take care of her tribe. And that's really
Yes.
something that we're encouraging you tonight to make sure you know your
Find your
tribe.
tribe. Yeah.
Find your tribe and love them
And
and
nurture
really,
it. Yes. Nurture your
yeah,
tribe. Yeah.
nurture, like really, like you are the mama bear, but definitely right now you are in the process of really becoming that. So that's why we are really encouraging you tonight, and stay in the process if
Yeah.
you already started. But if you're about to start, really realize that this is your journey. It's
This is
nobody
our
else
journey.
but you. So
Yeah.
stay in the process, and thank you, Dr. Tammy, for reading that quote. We definitely need that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you need to stay on your course.
Yep. Keep pushing, keep pressing, just keep going. You got
Yeah.
this. You got this.
Awesome. Yes, that was good. And we were here tonight. Thank you so much for stopping by. And don't hesitate to continue to share. Go to
Yeah.
our YouTube channel, please subscribe. And we're going to be here again tomorrow
Tomorrow.
night. Definitely
Tomorrow.
same time, 9 p.m. Central Time. And we definitely enjoy every single night. Thank you so much,
Yes.
guys. And thank you,
Thank you.
Dr. Tammy.
You're welcome.
We're gonna be announcing probably by Thursday. We're gonna have some very great news that we're gonna be sharing with you guys, that it's coming up next week for our conference. So we're so excited. You're gonna get a chance to see again Dr. Tammy sharing in depth in what she's sharing all those small nuggets, but she's gonna go in depth and really sharing her journey as a leader. So I can't wait to hear about her and many other change agents, during our conference from the 16th to the 21st. So stay tuned, and merci beaucoup pour avoir rejoint tonight. On est vraiment bénis de vous avoir ce soir. Merci de Facebook, YouTube. On sera encore là demain soir. Again, on continue dans ce sujet de leadership. Si vous avez déjà commencé à parler de ce leadership, restez et surtout connecter à nous parce qu'il y a beaucoup de questions que vous avez, qu'on a des réponses ensemble, on pourra discuter de cela parce que tu es appelé à conduire les gens, tu es appelé à inspirer, à former, mais tu dois commencer d'abord par toi-même, tu dois faire le travail personnel. Donc, on est contente encore d'être là ce soir. J'étais avec Dr. Tammy et nous allons continuer encore demain. Merci beaucoup. Thank you, guys.